Gabby Petito, does going after the Moab cops for $50 million make sense? Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Well, I don't know if anyone has covered the Moab incident in as much microscopic detail as this channel. I've dedicated 8 episodes to the Moab incident, sometimes an entire episode devoted to a second-by-second analysis of 2-minute increments, right? And the only reason I haven't done more deep dives of the Moab incident was because interest in especially the last 2 episodes appeared to have waned, appeared to have dropped off. If you haven't watched the deep dives and you've got a strong opinion about it, I really recommend that you check it out. I'll put a link to the 8-episode playlist in the description. Now, I've been criticized for unfairly blaming the Moab cops, but although I'm not thrilled about how the situation played out during the Moab stop, and although I to some extent support Robbins and Pratt in how they dealt with Gabby, I wasn't particularly happy with how they dealt with Brian, especially the sort of buddy thing going on when Brian was driven back to Moab. I haven't actually dealt with that in a deep dive yet because I haven't kind of gotten there. But even though I've criticized them, I'm not really happy about what happened there. But still, I'm frankly quite surprised that the Petitos are going after them. It feels, to be honest, more than a tad litigious. Now, I have put a poll on this channel, and less than 50% of you think that what is going on is a good idea. And I think one of the things about the Petito case that has been really unusual and to some extent heartwarming is the sympathy almost everyone has had towards not only Gabby but her family. And I think this is definitely a change in that whole calculus. I was surprised by this. It just does seem, it's surprising, definitely surprising. It also feels, if you look at the amount, $50 million, it's the same amount Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard for. And even that seemed more than a little excessive. I mean, Gabby Petito was never ever going to be worth even a fraction of that if she lived out her whole life and made a living, either from social media or not. Bear in mind, Gabby herself was pursuing a less is more, live more with less approach. And that's sort of mentioned in her social media. It also reminds me a little bit of the lawsuit that took place with the CBS documentary. I think they were sued, or the intention was to sue them for $750 million. Do you remember that? It just seems kind of excessive. So I can't help wondering, isn't the lesson to apply the same as the tattoo on Gabby's arm? The same tattoo her family put on their arm. Let it be. Having said that, I'm all for the lawsuit against the laundries. I think that is something that definitely deserves deeper and further scrutiny. But something I can't help thinking about is the perfect timing of this particular lawsuit. It's slap bang in the month, in the middle of the month of the 1-year anniversary. In fact, we are just 2 days away from the 1-year anniversary of the Moab incident to the day. Remember, it was the 12th of August last year. There's been some other PR in this case as well that I didn't cover at the time. That included Gabby's mother handing over $100,000 to a DV line and then going on the news to talk about it. That was about 6 days ago. So I wonder whether it's the Petitos who need to let it be or their lawyers. What do you guys think? So I'm not going to take it further than that. I have had a few people asking me to continue with the Moab incident deep dives. If you would like me to do that, let me know in the comments. If you haven't seen some of the latest deep dives, especially 7 and 8, make sure that you do. As I said, I'll put a link to that playlist in the description. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.